Hello, everyone. We are the No Respect Gamers back for another edition of our podcast. The round one of the GameFAQS Best Game 2015 edition is wrapping up, and we would like to discuss the results so far. There's been a lot of surprises. There's been a lot of predictable results, but there's also been quite a few surprises. And I think this is reflected in the fact that there's no perfect brackets left. So we would like to take this opportunity to go over the results so far. Joining me today is, well, we'll start with Dabu. Dabu, you have
Hello.
anything to say?
Not yet. I will soon because I have a lot of commentary, but nothing in the intro. I think everyone knows who I am by now.
Also joining us is Sonic. Sonic, you have anything to add?
I have absolutely nothing to add.
All right, and returning to the show is special guest Snowster SC slash Lawnstride. Snowster, you have anything?
Yeah, I'm happy that after 8 takes, we're finally actually recording it this time.
All right, moving on.
Cut!
We're just gonna start right at Division One. So only two upsets occurred in this division, which was Mega Man X over Batman Arkham City and Kingdom Hearts 2 over Metal Gear Solid 4. Honestly, I don't know if you could call Kingdom Hearts 2 an upset because a lot of people pick that. I don't have
I don't know how
this.
you call either of those an upset. What are we
Well,
talking
we're talking purely seeds.
about? Oh, okay.
So
All right.
Batman was predicted to win, and let me pull up the stats of each game. Give me 1 second. Does anybody have anything to say about this division? It's been pretty predictable, but
I was surprised, if I recall correctly, Melee versus Portal was fairly close. It was a lot closer than I expected, and I expected Melee to just crush.
I
Yeah,
think
Melee had I felt a very disappointing performance in that.
Yeah, it looks like it was roughly 67, 68% to Melee. I expected it to be more like an 80-20 or an 85-15.
I don't know. I think Melee. I think that's a pretty decisive victory, considering Portal does have a lot of fans.
Well,
Yeah, actually, maybe the most surprising thing is that Portal was a 14 seed.
Yeah, that's true.
I
I
mean,
Because
mean, the Portal series didn't fare very well. They both went out in the first round, so maybe I'm overrating it a tad. I will say, as far as Melee, a lot of people like it because of its competitive scene, but that kind of conflicts with the average GameFAQs user's interests because they don't like competitive games. So I thought it was a pretty good win for Melee. Looking at the stats here, I guess I probably whoever said that Mega Man over Batman wasn't an upset is probably right because 50% of the people, 50.66% of the people picked Mega Man X to win that. So it went both ways. I think a lot of people, considering this is the only Mega Man title in this entire bracket, a lot of people expected Mega Man X to perform pretty well.
yeah. I think something apparently a lot of people missed was the Dragon Quest versus Persona match. And that kind of surprised me because I think all of us took Dragon Quest to win that.
Yep. Yeah, like Sonic said. Well, Sonic, what are your thoughts on Persona 3?
Okay, so Persona 3 is actually probably the best title in the series. So if it was going to be any Persona to win Persona, it was going to be 3. But, I mean, considering just the typical GameSpec user, I didn't expect Dragon Quest to lose to Persona 3. Considering it is niche, a Japanese RPG. And it was only on the well, I mean, it was a Japanese RPG in general, so I didn't actually consider it to beat Dragon Quest.
Right, but actually, 55% of the people voted for Persona 3 to win, and their predictions, of course. So I think that's
So
probably the
why do you
biggest
think
upset.
so many people took Persona? Like, why would the average person filling out a bracket take that game?
Well, it's a more recent game and it's more popular in America.
Sorry, I forgot to introduce Turbo. That's our other guest.
well, I gotta think that, especially when you're talking about the average GameFAQs user, can they really read all the way to the end of a long title like Dragon Quest V I feel like they just get lost and be like, I'll do the other one.
It's probably true. I think Persona 3 also has the flashier name. 'Cause, you
Yeah,
know,
they
It
probably read it
definitely-
and say, "Oh,
It
person
definitely
3."
has the flashier characters in Persona 3, especially the anime-ish girls. Um, very revealing photos, as opposed to Dragon Quest, like
Really?
Dragon Quest would. It's just a 4-year-old boy.
So one thing I noticed is that a lot of the contest experts took Persona 3. Do you think that causes a lot of people to just take it in their bracket just because some other people are taking it?
yeah, I think a
I
lot
mean,
of
how much
these,
of an impact do you think that actually
I
has?
think a lot of these people are lemmings, and they'll follow these so-called experts, even though these experts don't know anything, and they'll just go with that, and that affects the voting.
I mean, but they follow certain experts and not others. Because if they had followed us, they would have gotten the match right.
That's
So
true.
I mean, I took Persona 3.
You should have followed us.
you should follow us.
One thing I did want to talk about is, so a lot of people are talking about Pokemon Red and Blue going, very far in this tournament.
Wait, so are we already in Division
No, no,
2
no,
now?
no, we're not. But I just wanted to say a lot of people have Pokemon Red and Blue going really far in this tournament. But I want to note that Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal absolutely destroyed the World Ends With You, and it beat World Ends With You more than Melee beat Portal. So does anybody think Gold and Silver beating Melee is a possibility?
No.
You don't
No,
think
I
so?
don't. I think Portal's way ahead of The World Ends With You.
Okay.
The two aren't even comparable. I mean,
Because
don't you agree?
I'm just trying to get some conversation going because I think whoever wins that match is probably going to beat The Last of Us. I don't think any of them will beat Chrono Trigger, but getting getting that far,
Wait, I'm not even sure if Last of Us is going to be Kingdom Hearts. I think Kingdom Hearts is going to win that.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, The Last of Us. I don't see it being Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is way too beloved, especially on GameSPAC and just in general. Even though Last of Us is a really good game, I think more people are endeared to Kingdom Hearts.
Any closing comments on Division One?
I think Chrono Trigger is going to take the whole division.
Well, yeah, I mean we probably all agree on that. It's a great game. We're gonna
Apparently,
move on.
that's heavily debated on the board. I was surprised.
Who would beat it? Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy X?
Yeah, a lot of people are taking Final Fantasy X, and a lot of people are taking Smash Brothers.
I don't see
Really?
Smash Brothers doing it. Final Fantasy maybe.
I do have Smash winning, but I don't think that's actually going to happen.
So why did you take it in your bracket?
Because Melee is definitely my favorite GameCube game, and probably like a
Emotional pick.
top 5 console game.
I mean, sometimes we
Ever.
vote with our heart rather than our mind. It happens to
Oh, I
the best of
understand.
us. Well, we're gonna
Yeah,
move
and
on.
after. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Any closing comments? Go ahead.
Uh,
Well, you were
No.
talking, so I interrupted you. So
I'm glad you did because I was about to say something that I was immediately going to regret saying. So thank you for interrupting me. Please continue.
all right. Well, Division Two only had one upset. I'm sorry, it had two upsets in terms of seeding. I think one that a lot of people would disagree with is Mass Effect over Super Mario Galaxy 2. What do you guys think about that?
It caught me off guard. I was not expecting that.
I was very disappointed in GameSPAC for choosing Mass Effect over Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah, and looking at the advanced statistics, and I'll let Snow talk in 1 second, but the early board vote got voted for Super Mario Galaxy 2 with a percentage of 58.33%. Over the day is when Mass Effect started to catch up, but at first Mario Galaxy was dominating. So it's kind of funny how it came back. Snow, what were you gonna say?
I actually picked Mass Effect. So yay,
Hey,
and I
Chicken.
Have you played the game?
no, I have not. I haven't played either game actually. But I figure you hear a Mass Effect this, Mass Effect that. This is the first one. It's got to be pretty good.
But it's against a Mario game.
Yeah, well, Mario's like a fat plumber, right? No one really. I don't. Anyway,
One.
Disrespect.
yeah.
One.
So I'm gonna jump the gun on the next upset that you were about to go to, and that's that Paper Mario
That's not what
try
I
your-
to at all.
Try Your Diapers beat Tales of Symphonia. Uh, that was really surprising to me because we all
That's
know
not
what
an
a great
upset.
game Tales of Symphonia was.
Yeah, that's not really
It was
an
a good
upset.
game,
That's
but
not an upset, but that was personally the first match I got wrong because I picked Tales of Symphonia, and I thought that it was gonna win just because of the quality of the game, and that was a really close match. I think it ended like 51-49 or something.
Well, I think Tails game just don't get respect here over here.
It's probably true.
I
You
mean,
want
I
to
never
slam
play.
the
I never
keyboard
play.
a little bit harder?
I never play Mario Paper Mario, but I heard it's like Mario Super Mario RPG.
I mean, Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door is a pretty good game, I think.
I'm sure it's pretty good too.
it's
Are you like riding in a fast car? You're like shouting and slamming your keyboard, Jackson.
it's okay. But
Mashing my keyboard
I
because
did
the heck of it.
I did
You're like Super Smash meleeing your keyboard.
I mean
Alright, Sonic.
Continue.
I didn't consider Thousand Year Door to have upsetted the Tales. Even though I personally love Tales of Symphonia, it's not like a vote you're gonna pick like out of a personal bias.
Yeah,
Thousand Year Throw is a Wii one, right? It's not even the original Paper Mario.
I think I think
The
that
original was in the bracket just later on.
I think that could have been a toss up. I don't think that's really considered an upset either way. I think that match.
Yeah,
was a
I don't
toss-up.
either. Let's not call it upset.
Yeah, one I do want to talk about, which wasn't an upset, but Xenogears lost to Star Wars. And a lot of people picked Xenogears. Actually, 70% of the people got it right. And I think that's pretty low. That's that's pretty low. For,
Can we just drop him from the call?
Turbo, you're really loud. That's pretty low for a 5-12 matchup.
All right, I hung up on him.
Jesus, that was rude.
That's pretty low for a 5-12 matchup, and I'm pretty sure you guys picked Xenogears to win. Sonic and Dabu did at least.
I did, yeah. I'm just surprised. I thought like the old school RPGs would just be really popular here, and that's sort of what Xenogears falls under, like the PlayStation, Nintendo 64 crowd. I was just expecting them to do really well. I mean, if you look at the other results in the contest, they sort of point to that. All those Super Nintendo games, RPGs, they were all doing exceptionally well. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI.
Earthbound.
Yeah, Earthbound did really well. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I mean, I realize Xenogears is not that generation, but it's not that much later. And it's a really respected game. And in the past, in the 2004 contest, it completely destroyed Pokemon. So to see it lose to Star Wars there is really disappointing. I mean, I know there's a new movie coming out and everything, but I didn't think that would
Get hype.
There's a new movie and there's a new game that just came out, so maybe that affected it. I suppose it's possible. There was one minor upset, Halo over Minecraft, and I don't know if you could really call that well, okay, I'm sorry. You could call that an upset because only 39% of the people picked Halo to win. So
Yeah,
that's
I
definitely an
thought
upset.
before when I steered the conversation towards Paper Mario Tales of Symphonia, I thought the other upset you were going to talk about was Minecraft Halo because that seemed like a pretty big upset to me. I thought Minecraft would. I mean, Halo is a hallmark classic, like the Xbox game, but Minecraft is so big. I was surprised that it went down.
I guess it's just not big here.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't think Halo would be here. I feel like the GameFAQs demographic would not play a game like Halo.
I mean, I assume the GameFAQs
You need friends
demographic
to play Halo.
were the type of players that would play Minecraft like over Halo.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. And I mean, part of the joy of Halo is playing with a friend and sticking them with plasma grenades nonstop. And that also doesn't really seem like a GameFAQs user.
And it's on Xbox, first of all. Like, I mean, like a GameFAQs user will readily destroy and demolish someone who has an Xbox. So I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
They've become more accepting Xbox systems recently. I don't
They
know.
were probably just thinking, it doesn't matter. Whichever one wins this is gonna lose
It
to Final
wasn't
Fantasy VII anyway, so we'll just
in
vote for
my
whatever.
in my opinion, I think this vote wasn't in any instance of people thinking Halo was a good game. I think it was just a matter of no one wanted Minecraft to win. I think that was just it. It could have been
Yeah.
any game.
There's a lot of Minecraft haters that probably didn't want it to win at all. So that wraps up Division 2. Division 3 was pretty straightforward. Final Fantasy over Vice City. In seeding, it's an upset, but in terms of names and I mean the games, Final Fantasy is probably going to win just because of the name. But Sonic over Portal was the main upset for this division.
Are you kidding? Isn't Undertale in this division?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking
I
at
mean,
I'm looking
I'm
only at
just,
seeding right now. I'm not considering the
okay. Look,
percentages.
you need to just completely ignore seeding. That's not how this contest works.
But seeding is
This might
important.
as well be random numbers.
So in terms of seeding, Sonic was the major upset. But in terms of how people picked their games, only 23% of the people picked Undertale, and I was part of that. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
You
Now,
wait. How did Turbo get back in the call?
Because you didn't ban me.
now
All
Sonic.
right.
Let's talk about Sonic and Portal first. Is that really an upset? Like, it was the only Sonic game here. Sonic's a legendary game series. Is anybody really surprised about that?
In hindsight, I'm
Yeah.
personally, but I didn't predict it ahead of time. But in hindsight, I go, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. I could see Sonic 2 winning that.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe other people feel differently.
I mean, I like Sonic 2. I used to know one of the cheat codes where you go into the sound test and you change the values to a bunch of different things, and then you're like Golden Sonic or whatever.
Supersonic.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was also kind of basic, like just standard platformer, where the whole thing is that you can run fast. So that's kind of cool, and it is one of the few games, like few platformer type games where like when you're spinning and you touch an enemy, it hurts them instead of you. Seems like the default in video games is if you just randomly touch an enemy, it hurts you, and they're unaffected. So that was pretty cool. But I enjoyed Portal 2 a lot more. Portal 2 was excellent.
I have a theory,
I don't.
and my theory is that Portal 2, like the average GameFAQs user played it, and then he got stuck in the middle of the game, so he just quit. So that's why
It's
they
not even
haven't.
that. No, why would they get stuck? They go to GameFAQs. They know how to look up guides.
But they couldn't figure it out, so they got
They can
stuck.
figure out how to
and
use a
quit.
guide.
It's not fun
It's-
if you use a guide. They probably just oh, this game is stupid.
Yeah, it's not like Bloodborne where like a guide can only get you so far. Like if you're just really bad at the game, like some communities, but it like a guide can't help you with that.
But it
I
can in
guess-
Portal 2.
Purpose
Right?
of
Like in
the
Portal 2, it'll tell you exactly what to do.
Yeah,
It's
but probably people who would look up a guide for Portal 2 are the kind of people who would not enjoy it in the first place.
Yeah,
The whole
exactly.
point of the game is to figure it out for yourself. So if you're just going to go to GamesFAQ and look up a guide, then you're probably going to hate it.
It'd be interesting to look at how puzzle games have fared on here. Uh,
Well, Tetris got destroyed by.
yeah, but Pokemon's gonna destroy a lot of things, so I don't think you can really count Tetris. But something like Phoenix Wright, maybe that would be too hard for the average GameFAQs user.
Oh,
I don't know
well,
what else.
I don't think so.
But let's talk about the major upset, Undertale.
Okay, let's talk about Undertale. So that's
Undertale
like,
over Mass Effect 3. Dabu, can you give us the rundown of what happened? I heard there was some outside.
apparently
influence.
something got posted on Tumblr, and then it sort of blew up, and then like everyone came and voted for that game, and Animal Crossing, and Pokemon. Apparently Tumblr loves Pokemon. I don't know. I don't understand the demographic at all. But apparently their favorite game in like order are Undertale, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon.
See, I was under the impression that Tumblr was full of people that just got angry about politics. I had no idea that they had video game interests.
Well, they're not like real video game players, right? Like Undertale is just you start from the left and you go to the right. It's an auto scroller, and then Animal Crossing you can't beat that game. It's just a Sims game. So I mean, in that regard, I can see Tumblr liking these games, and I'm scared for like the future prospect of like Tumblr gathers together with their mighty gifts.
Yeah, I'm worried about them in the next round because I think the match with Undertale is going to be the same day as Mario 3 versus Pokemon. And I feel like the people who come from Tumblr to vote, because they're going to vote in all four matches, right? I think they're going to vote for Pokemon over Mario 3. They probably
As
don't
they
even know what
should.
Mario 3 as they should.
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't,
They
but
should
You
not.
guys are high.
Dude, I
I'm going to
love
hang up on
Pokemon.
you
I
next.
love
I think they
Pokemon,
will. I mean, Undertale, like a lot of the jokes are probably like what Tumblr would love, like their people. So they're gonna come out fully loaded there.
So
So I'm
you've played
scared.
through Undertale, so do you think
I
it's
have.
aimed in Mass Effect 3?
I do not think it can beat Mass Effect 3. Even though Mass Effect 3 sucked, it sucked 90% of it. So if you just forget about the ending, then it was actually a pretty good game. Much better than Undertale.
You know, and I want to note that Mass Effect 3 was winning by a comfortable margin. I'm talking about 65% to 35% until the after school vote started at about 2:30 Eastern time, and that's when Undertale just took over. And then it solidified that by getting 73% of the votes at the 10 o'clock
Second night vote,
p.m.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Saturday. Oh.
no, it's not Saturday. But that goes on to prove Davu's point. Well, that
yeah,
about
I
wraps
mean,
up.
Tumblr apparently they're actually willing to mobilize and vote for things. I mean, that's a pretty big shift.
Yeah.
Change from like 35-65 to the absolute reverse, and then reverse it completely to 73-26. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean,
I mean, that's like they're just voting for the sake of messing this up. Like they should just be shadow banned from voting. That whole community.
Well, if you look at how many votes are being tallied in any individual vote, so the Undertale one has a lot more than the others because it picked up so much. But it's like 50,000 maybe per contest, and that's like the population of, I don't know, like 3 rooms in a Chinese city. So I
I
think
don't think
it,
it's fair to have like some games that have like a community be able to rally each other against like some community like Xenogears where you can't there's no like active subreddit or a community to like have people like come up in arms, right? Like I don't think that's a fair contest in that regard.
yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. Thank you for saying that. I agree,
No
100%.
problem.
So new polls up, by the way, if everyone wants to vote.
I'll do it later. So
I mean, I'm gonna get all 4 right anyways.
Division 4. There were no upsets by seed here, but I want to talk about GoldenEye and Diablo because I thought that was the hardest pick here. I thought that could have gone either way, but GoldenEye won by a pretty comfortable margin, about 56% to 44%, something in that area. And I said at the start of the contest that whoever wins that match is going to beat Skyrim, and I'm still standing by that statement. I think GoldenEye will beat Skyrim. I think Skyrim struggled with Phoenix Wright much more than it should have. Any thoughts on this?
Um, I have Skyrim in my bracket right now, and I regret it. I think GoldenEye is going to beat it. Um, yeah, GoldenEye versus Diablo. It's unfortunate that was a first round match because I think both of those deserve to go into the later rounds.
Yeah, they both could have.
I'm really sad to see Diablo 2 go. That's
I mean, I have a lot of
definitely,
fond memories with Diablo too.
yeah.
Oh,
And there's so
Slurpus.
many different ways to play it. I mean, there's softcore, which no one played, and then hardcore, which is great. And then the modding community with Median XL got really big, and it's still fairly active, even though the game's
I
uh,
have
14,
fond
15 years
memories
old.
with D2. I have
Yeah.
0 fond memories of Skyrim, even though I put in 1,000 hours in that game.
You know,
Yeah.
Snow, I just want to add this. Me, Sonic, and Dabu are playing through all 120 of these games, and we are going to play Diablo 2 together. So if you want to join us for that, feel free.
Yeah,
Be old
well,
school.
We're only doing normal.
What?
That's, I mean,
Softcore.
because we have to beat the game, and that's how you beat it.
You beat it by doing the ancients in hell
That's
by yourself,
That's
hardcore.
that's DLC. We don't do DLC.
It's not DLC. That's the expansion pack.
DLC.
Exactly. That's DLC.
Now, in terms of upsets, there were no upsets here, but only 53% of the people picked Final Fantasy Tactics to win. Anybody surprised by that? It's a Final Fantasy game. I understand
I'm
Resident Evil's.
surprised. I thought they would be pretty loyal to it. I guess they just don't like tactics. It's more of a thinking man's game instead of just like the fast-paced the other Final Fantasies.
So that's just
Yeah, but
further proof that GameFAQs users hate thinking.
well, I would expect of all communities, a place like GamesFAQ to have a really high adoration for Final Fantasy Tactics because the community was pretty active back in the day, back in like the early 2000s with this game, where like single character challenges and there's so much activity at the board. It was a really good place. It was like a haven for Final Fantasy Tactics lovers, and I guess some of those people have moved on, but I really hope it keeps doing well. I mean, it's got Mario 64, so it's probably going to lose next round, but I'm going to be sad to see it go.
So, what was your favorite character challenge in that game?
The only one I ever did was Chemist, because it was really
Easy.
easy. Yeah.
I did the Archer one. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Now, Division 4 was pretty vanilla, so we're going to move on to Division 5. First thing I want to point out here is that Hearthstone didn't even get 10% of the votes.
I'm really
I don't
surprised
even
at
know.
that.
Yeah.
I thought
I don't even know if
I
it got
thought-
9%, so I want to do a little game here. So Hearthstone got in this contest. I think we all agree, while it's a good game, I don't think it deserved to be in here. So what's one game you think should have been in here that could have replaced Hearthstone and fared better against Ocarina of Time?
The original
Ninja
Super
Gaiden.
Mario Brothers.
Ninja Gaiden 1
They're pretty
or
good picks.
anyone in that series, but I think that game's way too difficult for any GameSpec user to reasonably beat it.
Even Star Fox, Yoshi's Island, I think are both solid games. I mean,
I
there's a
think
ton
there
you can name.
should have been a Street Fighter game, so I'd put in Street Fighter 2
There's all if
or
they were
Mortal
s-
Kombat.
if they were
Star
16
Ocean 2.
seeds,
Great game. Also.
Yeah.
yeah, those all
Star
would have
Ocean
been better.
2 was amazing.
Yeah, if Star Ocean were in there, we'd all be like, we have a full score with this, you know? But it's not
We
there.
have a full squirt with this.
And everyone else would be like, waste of time.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's
So
move on.
I would like to personally say shame on the people who voted for Hearthstone to be in this contest. Like, I don't know how you could consider it worthy, but this is my opinion. Personally, I was also upset that Okami beat Warcraft 3, and
I was very disappointed. In
it
that
wasn't
result.
even like a slight win. It won by like 60
Okami
40.
was a terrible game. I mean, it was a terrible game in the fact that it was average. Comparing it to Warcraft 3 is just disrespectful. Like I don't understand that vote over that.
You know what I'm most disappointed in? Is that I picked Okami without really thinking about it too hard. I have no idea what I was thinking, because Warcraft 3 was great.
I think
But
it
I
was,
Warcraft
just-
3
I
was
didn't
great. It
pick it.
started a whole genre.
yeah.
I mean, we have League of Legends, we have Dota, we have Heroes of the Storm.
Now,
They all have Warcraft 3 thing.
Dabu and I were discussing this, and as we'll talk later, World of Warcraft got destroyed, and I wonder if if Warcraft 3 is hurt because of the Warcraft name, because people associate it with World of Warcraft, and they just automatically dislike it.
Yeah, it's the
Just a
same
thought.
thing with like Minecraft. Warcraft just can't win. Like World of Warcraft had no chance because it doesn't matter what it was against. They just were not gonna make World of Warcraft win.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I found really shocking, moving on to Final Fantasy IX versus Kingdom Hearts, only
That was
39,
very close match.
only 39% of the people picked Final Fantasy, which ended up winning. Why is that?
But I mean, it's a really close match. I mean, I mean, it ended up. I forget what it ended up with, but I remember it was
They're
very,
both
very
Square
close the
Enix
whole day.
games. The fan base pretty much split down the middle. It depends on what you like prefer more because they're the same type of game.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty much it was pretty much 50-50 the whole day. Yeah, I guess more people sided with Kingdom Hearts. I'm not quite sure why, but I mean, I think we even debated this match quite a bit in our show originally. So we came to a consensus of Final Fantasy IX, but it took some arguments back and forth. It wasn't like an obvious pick at all. So I don't think it should be too surprising that the win percentage was in the 40-60 range.
Speaking of not an obvious pick, Donkey Kong Country 2. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a pretty big upset,
I
isn't
picked
it?
Xenoblade, but go Donkey Kong. I think that
Yeah.
was the most seeded upset. Is that right?
Yeah, 14/3. So I picked DKC too, but that was a heart pick. I love that game. I love everything about that game, but I mean, it was completely reasonable if you picked Xenoblade. Like,
I mean, I picked Xenoblade because that other analyst that we had earlier convinced me to pick it, and then I hope he met a fatal end, bro, because I don't want to talk to him. He convinced me that Xenoblade was gonna beat Donkey Kong 2.
By the way, has any Wii game, not Wii U, Wii game actually won a single match? Because it looks like Super Mario Galaxy got the
Twilight
shit.
Princess.
Mario Brothers Wii. Oh, never mind. That's a Wii U game.
Oh yeah, Twilight Princess.
Yeah, what Dobby said.
Wasn't exactly a huge one.
It's
No.
debatable
Guys,
whether
okay.
that counts as a Wii game.
All right, what about Fire Emblem and Super Mario Maker? Because Dabu swore his life that Mario Maker would win.
I just don't think Mario Maker is a game that GameFAQs users would play. Like, there's no, like...
I feel like it would be a game they love.
It's too hard for them. Have you seen those levels?
It's not hard.
No,
Yeah, if you
You
do
don't have to pick the hard
100,
level, yeah.
100 live expert, like that's a very
it's
difficult
hard,
pick.
and they can't use a guide. There's no guides for it, so they're just screwed.
And
You don't need a
they're
guide,
not
dude.
creative, so they can't make their own stages, so they have to play other.
Oh, that's a good point that you can't look up a guide for it though. So like no one would actually come to the site while playing Mario Maker.
Don't they also put up a video of how the original creator beat it when you enter the level, when you pick the stage?
Yeah, so there's no reason for anyone to come to GameFAQs for Mario. Yeah, if I had thought about that, I should have like.
You should have listened to us, man, before you picked Mario Maker to like win.
Oh
the
yeah, I
game.
probably should have. But okay.
We had talked about Banjo-Kazooie and Baldur's
No, we
Gate.
weren't going to be talking about our picks. We're just going to be talking about what won and what lost.
You can talk about your picks all you want. I mean,
I don't want to. You're talking about mine. I didn't give you permission.
I would like to take a minute to talk about my picks. I had a huge booger earlier today, and I picked it right out.
Nice. Banjo-Kazooie over Baldur's Gate. 70% of the people pick that.
That's just because they don't play those.
Yeah, they can't beat Baldur's Gate. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. I don't care what guide you use. I don't think GameFAQs users could beat Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, and Symphony of the Night over Phoenix Wright. It's pretty straightforward to me. That's going to take us right on Division 6.
And the biggest upset of the tournament so far.
What's that?
Civilization 5 losing to Dark Souls. Whoa.
I mean, like I
that came out of left field and right
I
field.
mean, like I mentioned, like they were busy playing their game. They couldn't vote for that in time.
No, if you're playing Civ 5, you have plenty of time to vote. You can just alt-tab it.
Apparently they
anytime.
did.
Don't miss anything.
It's not a great game if you had time to alt-tab and vote and not play the game.
Like they're just logged in today to vote for it and realize, hey, the match is already over.
You know, like you have like an old computer or just a slow computer, and so when you alt-tab out of a game, maybe it takes a couple seconds to load up the desktop or whatever. When you're going from Civ 5 to the desktop, that transition period, that's probably the most fun you've had in the last half hour. I feel like people who alt-tab in order to vote, they're going to be in high spirits.
I think the
So they're
people
gonna
that are
vote for
playing
Dark
Civ
Souls.
5
Yes.
are dressed up role playing for that. They cannot stop to do that.
Yeah, the Civ 5 community let you down. The one upset by seed that I was sad to see, and this wasn't an upset It was only an upset by seed. I was really hoping Deus Ex would win because it's a really good game. Not that Final Fantasy IV isn't, but I just wanted to see it
That
go
was a
through.
hard pick. That
It wasn't
I
a
mean,
hard pick for the
no one would
voters.
pick.
Yeah, they overwhelmingly favored Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
Final
You just have
Fantasy
to know that
destroyed
that's
it.
how this site works.
No, I know. I'm saying personally, I wanted to see Deus Ex win.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who wins that; they're both going to lose to Link to the Past the next round.
Yeah, and
But-
speaking of Final Fantasy, in the show, Brian, you mentioned that Final Fantasy 12 is hated among Final Fantasy users, but it still edged out Bloodborne.
Well, they can't beat Bloodborne. That's
Yeah.
a fact.
So the average GameFAQs user bought Bloodborne on the first day. They got their PS4 and Bloodborne. They were really excited. They got to the first boss, couldn't beat it. Read a guide, still couldn't beat it, and they quit. That's what happened, and that's why Bloodborne lost. Sonic, any disagreement with that?
I think
No, I
running
think
out of stamina
that's
reminds
exactly
him of
true.
themselves.
I mean, it's not a matter of like Final Fantasy 12 being good because it's notoriously not good at all. It's just a matter of they were so frustrated at Bloodborne that they didn't vote for it.
Does anybody have any words to the 20% of the people that voted that Call of Duty 4 is a better game than Super Metroid?
What are they thinking?
They're
Oh
not
my
real
God.
games.
I mean, it goes.
I mean, Super Metroid should have 100% of the vote. Really. But
One game,
yeah, I don't know. I guess some people just haven't played it.
one upset that I did pick, and it got pretty close. I picked Perfect Dark over Metal Gear Solid 5. I think Metal Gear Solid 5 won like 52-48, somewhere in that area, maybe a little bit higher than that.
I think it was higher than that. I think it was quite a bit higher than that. But,
I don't think that's a good sign for Metal Gear Solid 5. I could see Dark Souls 1.
I don't think it's a good sign for any of the Metal Gear Solid games.
Yeah.
I mean, all 5 of them are in the bracket somehow. I don't know how that happened. But I mean, I know that each game has its like really diehard fans. But the only one that looked impressive at all was the first one, as far as I'm concerned, in the first round.
And that was against
2, 3,
16
4, and
seed.
5 all were very disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 lost, 5 struggled to beat Perfect
I mean,
Dark, which no one cares.
Four wasn't
3
surprising.
could barely break 70% of the game. It didn't even come out in North America. I don't even remember what 2 did, but it was not impressive at all.
Oh,
2 had
Resident
Raiden
Evil, I think.
cartwheel nude. So I mean, I don't know. That might have turned people off.
Yeah, that's true.
Now let's jump to 7, which everybody's calling the Super Mario RPG division, because everybody's picking it to win the division. Which it very well could, but I think it's worth talking
I think
about.
we're the only ones taking it to win the division.
No, a lot of people are,
Alright.
and I think it's worth talking about the fact that Mario RPG struggled to beat Oblivion. Does anybody? What do you guys have to say about that? Is Oblivion just really
I think
good?
Oblivion's pretty well respected on the site. I mean, it's an RPG.
Right. So
And the thing is that Super Mario RPG, it like fell really hard in percentage when Europe was awake, and that's because the game never came out in Europe.
okay.
So they only have one game they can vote for, which is Oblivion.
It's very surprising considering Oblivion is not better than Super Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG, just like the other RPGs, are more beloved, I think. It's not. I don't feel like it's overhyped that some people say it is. It actually can stand on its own merit.
I mean, I think a lot of people took Oblivion to beat Mario RPG in the brackets.
the
So-
SNES and the PlayStation were both oversaturated with RPG, so a lot of people might have just not played it. Oblivion is one of the great RPGs of
Oblivion
its
sucks.
generation. I never played it, but it's one of the most
I've
popular.
never played it, but it's defined its
But
genre.
how many other great RPG can you name from the Xbox 360?
Fable.
Dragon Age Origins.
Tales of Vesperia.
I doubt any of them will win in any match in this contest. I mean, maybe Vesperia or Fable. But
Yeah, where's Fable?
It doesn't have a lot of
It's
Oblivion.
not gonna beat anything.
Oblivion doesn't have a lot of competition.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know,
Oblivion's
do you-
gone.
Based on what you guys saw,
You hang up
what do
on
you
this
guys
guy
think is
again.
gonna win Division 7?
It's closer than we thought because
gonna
a
win
lot-
everything.
So what do you guys think is going to win
Suck.
Division 7?
Did you just hang up on him?
Well,
rude.
so I would like to express some sorrow that I had. Well, I have Super Mario RPG winning the division. I had it winning over BioShock Infinite,
Ooh.
which is already out.
I had
Lost to
Bioshock winning that
Fallout New
match too.
Vegas. That hurts, but
Bioshock Infinite, have you played it? It was not
It has
well
the
liked.
sexier name. It has the cooler name, so I thought it was.
you
gonna
know,
win.
I
Not that good.
Cartoon looking one.
BioShock Infinite's one of the few games of that type, like new
It had Bioshock 1 and 2.
graphically intensive, pretty games with like weird, shooter stuff, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. But I thought it was really good because I saw a review of it online that said it was the best game ever,
Oh, wow.
and this
I
guy
mean,
had
it's
so
the
much
third
charisma,
game.
and yeah, I thought it was more. Based on that one review, I thought it was better received than I guess it was. Because, oops.
Well,
Oh, well.
before we jump to who was going to win this division, can we please talk about Chrono Cross over WoW? I know we've briefly
What's there to
touched
talk
it.
about? No one likes World of Warcraft.
I know we've briefly
Yeah,
touched
it wasn't.
but
It wasn't
I
a
liked
matter
WoW.
of what went against it. Animal Crossing could have beat WoW.
but 27
Yeah,
only
that's true.
27% of people picked Chrono Cross. Yet it like demolished WoW.
Well, I think people just assume that World of Warcraft's a big game, so it's going to win, but then
It
they're
has
not
more
actually.
players, but I don't think the people actually playing World of Warcraft even like World of Warcraft. They just can't stop playing.
They still have 5 million subs, dwindling though.
Which
It
I
seems
bet.
like it would not take that much effort to rally the World of Warcraft people to
They're
come on the
busy
site and vote.
mythic rating though. That's the thing. Like you
Well-
have to get world first in that.
No, but I mean, WoW is almost as bad as Civilization 5. You can alt-tab pretty much any time and be completely fine.
I mean, have you
There's
seen
so
like
little
the
action.
PvP in that? Like
Like, you
it's
could get
a
ganked.
3-hour 3-on-3.
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour dungeon.
Yeah, but have you
Something.
seen the wait times? You're sitting in a queue for half an hour, plenty of time to vote.
They're not
I mean-
gonna vote. These
Well, apparently they voted for Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
WoW
apparently-
players were probably so busy they voted for Chrono Cross by mistake.
Now, as far as who's going to win the division, I'm sticking with my pick. It's Andreas. It's going to prevail.
Okay, that's.
I mean, I think the average GameFAQs user is white, so I don't think it's gonna win.
That's true.
I think it's going to come down to Mario RPG and Resident Evil 4. I think they had the best performances in that
Oh, I
round.
could see RE4 losing to Fallout, though.
I can't.
Really? A Fallout game? I could see it easily winning.
Not against Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is pretty respected, even on GameFAQs.
It's
Like, even
struggled.
GameFAQs players like it.
It struggled to beat Paper Mario, though. It wasn't like a decisive win.
Well, I mean, Paper Mario is another Mario RPG. I mean, it's not a weak game or anything. You know?
Any closing
I
comments?
What about The
I
Witcher
don't-
3?
I don't respect that game at all.
I think Witcher 3... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's so new still.
I don't even know what it is.
It's
honestly.
been one of
Like,
the- it's
one of the
apparently
most
there was a
popular
Witcher, and then they made 2 sequels. I didn't
Yeah.
even know about any of them.
So it's a new...
It's a very recent game.
Yeah, it's a
but
very
it's
new
really
RPG
popular right
that
now.
got really good reviews. It's on PS4, PC, and I think it's on the Xbox One.
The X-Bone.
Yeah.
Xbone can't run it.
Yes, that's another story.
The X-Bone can walk it at a medium pace.
Yeah. At 900p maybe.
So let me refresh this page to get the latest updates for Division 8. Okay, now we have them. No upsets by seed here. I personally thought Earthbound and Borderlands 2 could go either way, but Earthbound just completely slaughtered it.
Yeah. Earthbound had a really impressive performance, I
Yeah.
thought. I was not expecting it to just completely destroy Borderlands like that. Although I guess we should have expected it, seeing how well Chrono Trigger did, and how well Final Fantasy VI did, and Final Fantasy IV for that matter. All the SNES RPGs just did really, really well. So Earthbound just fell right in line with that. It's like Super Nintendo's back in terms of the GameFAQs demographic.
Yeah, it's too bad because I know we all picked Borderlands 2 because of what a great game it is, and unfortunately it
Pretty
lost.
sure that's not what
Same.
happened at all.
You never
Same
beat
with,
I have
it.
Earthbound, my
We
bracket.
I've had
suck.
Earthbound for sure. Yeah.
Same with Team Fortress 2. We all love playing that game and putting on our funny hats, but
Pretty sure
could
this is
not
all false.
overcome the Shadow of the Colossus. Most people actually don't even know what that game is, Shadow of the
Well,
Colossus.
but 71% of the people voted for it to win, so
I mean, Shadow of the Colossus, I think people know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
I don't
Wait, you
think
guys
they
never played
do.
it?
I mean, I played it and it was remade, HD collection, and now it's on PlayStation Now. If people want to actually try it on their PS4.
I think it was on PSN Plus for free, also.
Yeah, but that was the PS3, with
Yeah.
the Eco
A lot of
bundle.
people play PS3.
Yeah, because they can't afford the PS4.
Now, one thing I want to point out, I'm a StarCraft fan, as all of us are, and I was very nervous about its match, but it came out and slaughtered Destiny. It wasn't even close. What do
I
y'all?
was
What do you guys think
really,
about that?
really happy when I saw
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Yeah,
I-
the triple
I-
Destiny, that was just...
I told you, Destiny
started
has a
laughing.
lot of bad blood, even though it's gotten a little better. Too many people have been burned from that game.
So do
But
you
still,
think this is a testament to Destiny's weakness or to StarCraft's strength?
Destiny's weakness, especially on this board, considering this board, like they're not generally a RTS fan,
No,
at
but
least nowadays.
StarCraft's had some very good performances in the past. To beat Wind Waker like 10 years ago or something.
I mean,
So it
look
has a
at
chance.
Warcraft 3 losing.
Yeah,
Like,
I think StarCraft is easier to get into than Warcraft 3 though. Like everybody knows, Zerg Rush, Key, but can you think of like one thing from Warcraft?
to be
3?
fair, I think that is understandable. I think the general populace on GameSpec probably played like those on this map, and that's all they did.
yeah, well, StarCraft was great because it was, minute to learn, lifetime to master kind of game. You can enjoy it at a lot of different levels, like super casuals, just playing money maps or zero clutter or fastest possible map, or and then moderately competitive gamers, and then super competitive. There's a place for everyone.
I mean, first of all, anyone that played Zero Clutter should just burn in hell, but that's just my own,
I like zero.
I like
clutter.
Zero.
It's a great map.
just my own opinion.
Smash carrier, instant win.
Or just Storm Drop.
Storm
Yeah,
Drop.
And then
So
that's
much
it.
scab. Yeah.
Nobody has enough APM to storm drop in zero clutter. Please.
What?
I'm pretty sure the
It's
pro
way
gamers
easier
play
because
it.
you only have to storm one mineral patch.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's true. Oh, I forgot about that. That's the one where one mineral patch gets like infinite stack, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We just hang up on it.
He
again.
doesn't know what Zero Clutter is.
I was thinking
thought
of
it was
fastest
garbage.
possible map. That was
Oh, just
they're
you're
all like-
digging a hole. Just keep digging.
Yeah, but I was very happy to see that, and with Metal Gear Solid itself didn't have a disappointing performance. It won like 80-20 over Splatoon.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't think people have played Splatoon,
But it's got
80% is still hard to get. For
but it's got a hard division for it. I mean, Earthbound's going to be a tough task. If it gets past that,
I don't think it'll have a problem.
I don't think it'll beat Metal Gear Solid.
If
I
it
think
gets
that's-
past that, probably Red Dead Redemption. And even after that,
I think Shadow of the Colossus is going to beat Red Dead Redemption. I think you're vastly overrating RDR and underestimating Shadow of the Colossus.
I mean, it's possible.
I mean, just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean no one else does.
Well, I don't think anyone else does, but they've heard the name Shadow of Colossus for sure. So they're going to vote for that. 100%. Because I doubt the majority of the people that are voting for Shadows ever played Shadows.
I just want to point out, Chrono Trigger is currently destroying its match right now. I feel
Yeah,
bad
I
for
mean,
Dragon
is
Quest
that
fans.
good to hear.
That is surprising.
And the really
Lucky.
interesting thing so far is that Kingdom Hearts is solidly leading over The Last of Us,
As we all predicted.
60-40. Yeah.
I mean, I think Turbo said Last of Us was going to win.
But I mean, no one's really
So
listening.
we're getting the votes right now. They're coming on the Excel spreadsheet for the last 4 matches, but these were all landslides, so it's hard to get much information from them.
So,
I think whoever wins.
what game do you guys think had the most impressive?
Hold on, let me say this one last thing.
Yeah, hold on.
I think whoever wins StarCraft and Mass Effect 2 is going to the division finals and has a really good chance at beating Metal Gear Solid. Does anyone disagree with that?
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Okay, what's your argument?
Just because it's Metal Gear Solid and people love Metal Gear Solid.
But
StarCraft is kind of a niche game. Even with all the PC gaming love, it's still I still don't see it beating Metal Gear Solid. It's one of the PlayStation classics.
But it hasn't trended too well on this website.
Dude,
None of the Metal Gear Solid games
StarCraft
have.
is a Nintendo 64 classic,
That's true.
and
Ah,
this is a
nice of you to bring that
Nintendo-based
up, yeah.
website.
No, but the Nintendo 64 version includes Brood War, and this doesn't include Brood War, so.
Oh yeah.
Also, couldn't you select 16 units at a time?
Something like that, and you could also,
Yeah.
I think, auto build units.
You could also
I
I
play
think it had
1v1.
auto mine also.
You could play 1v1 and just see your opponent's base the entire time, which is pretty awesome.
I mean, if you were a cheater, but whatever.
That's why you got to
I
put
will
up
play-
a screen.
I will play
Right down the-
anyone in 1v1. That'd be
I mean,
pretty
I'd
legit.
destroy you.
64,
in
let's
I'm
1v1.
go.
pretty sure I would
64.
freaking destroy you. I was really good at Command and Conquer 64. I'm pretty sure that would translate.
mean,
Oh, yeah, I'm
know.
sure that skill carries over perfectly.
Pretty sure it does.
Okay,
Isn't
so
it-
before
wait,
you
isn't it-
interrupted me,
Isn't a speed locked in like fast or normal or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's at. Anyway, go ahead, Dabu.
what do you guys think had the most impressive performance out of anything of the game?
I think Splatoon getting 20% was probably the most impressive thing, because who the fuck plays Splatoon?
I think Ocarina of Time had the most impressive performance at 91%.
I'm gonna go on the limb here. In terms
Okay,
of percentage, it didn't have a good performance. But I think GoldenEye over Diablo 2, it won like 56-44, which is really impressive in that matchup. And GoldenEye is a game that hasn't aged very well. If you played it now, it's really hard to play and it's really laggy, but like the nostalgia factor is going to carry it. And I think if it gets past Skyrim, I think it could also get past Metroid Prime. It's not going to win the division, but that would be a pretty good run for a game like that.
I mean,
I
if you
actu-
gather 4 people and play GoldenEye, you'll be able to enjoy it just the same. If you're playing it by yourself, of course you'll notice how outdated it is. But the people voting for it isn't voting for it because they remember playing it by themselves. It was a very good, memorable game that you played with friends.
And I mean,
And
so
family.
is Diablo 2. So what I'm saying is that makes it even more impressive that GoldenEye won like that.
Yeah, plus Diablo 2, you could play with 8 people. You
I
only
mean,
play GoldenEye with
I
4.
didn't have
That's
8
twice
friends.
as much fun.
I didn't have 8 friends, so
Well, you only need 7 friends.
Well, in Diablo 2,
I didn't
everyone's
have
self.
freaking like
friends.
map hacked, so it ruined the game.
I mean, everyone cheated
bought, I mean,
too.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, map hacking
everyone
in Diablo
edited
is
their
not that big a
character.
deal.
Pretty sure
Not
you
Everyone
map
edited
hacked.
the
Diablo
character.
is not competitive. It doesn't matter if people map hack. It's just all about all about
Well, I
getting
mean,
together
I
and
never
killing
once map
everyone.
hacked. I was a legitimate Diablo 2 player the whole
Map
way.
hacking in Diablo is not. It's not like map hacking in StarCraft.
I didn't even
But,
know there was a
Cheating
map
and
hack in
cheating is
Diablo.
cheating.
A better comparison would be running bots like Pindlebot in Diablo 2. That was kind of shitty because you can just run that nonstop to get items. Then what's
Just
the point
MF
of playing?
farm all day.
Yeah, I actually
All
I
MF
100% agree with you though that I think GoldenEye had the best performance because I was really surprised that it won, and I think it deserves it. It was a great game, but Diablo 2 was even greater. So to upset it like that, that's well done. Very impressive.
Sonic, greatest performance thus far? Did you already name one?
Oh, yeah, Splatoon
No,
getting 20%.
You were serious? Alright.
I mean, if I had to pick, it'd probably be Undertale. I wouldn't like. I've mentioned that I don't agree with that decision, but I'm surprised it was able to get the Tumblr vote, considering I thought Tumblrs were just kids that shared gifs.
Yeah, so a little bit of background info here. Like I said earlier, me, Dabu, and Sonic are playing through all of these games, and our streams are up if you want to watch us. But Sonic played Undertale, and I really wasn't that impressed with it. Like, it looked like a fun game, but compared to Mass Effect 3, I think it pales in comparison. So it's kind of funny to me to see it win. Obviously, knowing that it was It was
It
boosted.
was rigged, first of all.
More or less.
So do you think it's
Like,
gonna happen again in round 2?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
I think it'll keep
gonna go
happening.
against a game that doesn't have a community, and you're gonna have these pimply faced little kids from Tumblr coming in full blast. I think it's an issue.
Well, at what point does it stop becoming an issue?
Super
Like,
Mario
how
World.
far does it go?
It'll lose to Super Mario World.
'Cause next it's what, against Fallout 3?
It'll be Fallout 3, yeah. Fallout 3 doesn't have the community, but it'll lose to Super Mario World.
I mean, will it? I mean, the Tumblr community was voting in mass for Animal Crossing over Mario World.
Yeah,
Like,
but,
Mario World dropped like 10%.
but it still won pretty handedly.
Yeah. Well, okay.
It's Mario World. It's gonna win. I think we should have another conversation about what will win between Mario World and Mario Brothers 3, just to keep the tradition going.
Well, I don't know. These
I'm joking.
terrorist Tumblr players, like voters, like where are they gonna come? They could terrorize any single one of these votes. I think
Yeah,
it
but they
needs to be
seem
addressed.
specific to Undertale because apparently someone famous in the Tumblr community, I don't know what you call it, reblogged it or something. I don't know.
So I thought Tumblr was where you shared like pictures.
Well, apparently someone shared a picture of someone explaining why you should vote for Undertale.
Yeah,
Someone really famous shared it. And then
Set the
everyone just
stain.
sort of came in mass.
That's not my social scene, so I don't know.
It's not mine either.
So on the other side, what do you guys think was the biggest flop? What game did not perform as well as it should have?
Let me-
Civilization 5.
Yeah, okay.
I want to say Mario Maker. That game just like completely disappointed me. I was expecting like it to make it to the division finals. Instead, it lost to Fire Emblem. I mean, that's pretty pathetic.
I think Bloodborne.
I think Destiny is also really pathetic. Its performance.
I like Turbo's pick, Bloodborne. I thought Bloodborne was a great game, and obviously Final Fantasy 12 is, if it's in the contest. I think any game here is going to be considered great. But Bloodborne was just so good to me that it kind of saddened me to see it lose like that. So I can say that.
Especially to one of the shittiest Final Fantasies, mind you. It wasn't even against a good Final Fantasy.
Yeah, so I picked Deus Ex over Final Fantasy IV, but I completely
Okay, that's
understand.
just me.
I completely understand why Final Fantasy IV won, and I expected it to. It doesn't really matter because they're both going to lose A Link to the Past, so it doesn't really hurt me. But I picked Bloodborne actually thinking it was going to win, so to see it get slaughtered was pretty sad.
Double platinum Final Fantasy 12, right?
Oh, it's
It
that
doesn't even have a platinum.
It's that easy.
Yeah, it's that embarrassing.
It's
I
a PS2
platinumed
game. It doesn't have a platinum.
Bloodborne.
So, Turbo,
Thought it
did
was
you,
an amazing
I
game.
platinum 13.
Turbo,
I
did
mean,
you
I
have
don't
one you
think
wanted to
that's
say?
anything to be proud of. 13 was
Yeah,
hard.
I just didn't think Bloodborne would lose.
Oh yeah, you
It's
did
not-
say that. Okay.
SNES. I mean, it's not an SNES or PlayStation Final Fantasy, so I didn't think it would have that immunity that all the other Final Fantasy have. But apparently, people just automatically pick it, even if they never played Bloodborne, if they had never played Bloodborne or something, or if they fail to beat it. I think that's
100% they weren't good enough.
yeah.
So
I don't
one,
think honestly. I don't think anyone actually likes Final Fantasy 12. That's how I feel. Because I definitely didn't like it, and I have never seen anyone who claimed that it was a masterpiece or anything.
Yeah, if you say you like Final Fantasy 12, I'm pretty sure you'll get beat up in real life.
So one more question that I want to ask, and you cannot name StarCraft as your answer. What match made you really happy to see it turn out the way it did? And I'll start. I'm gonna go with the obvious answer, DKC2 over Xenoblade Chronicles. I was very happy to see Donkey Kong Country 2 win that. And I think because it won, it also has a great chance to beat Fire Emblem before it loses to Castlevania.
Mine's gonna be Mega Man X, just because I really like the game and it had a really nice performance on Batman. I haven't looked at the match now, but I suspect it's doing respectable against Final Fantasy X. It's not going to beat Final Fantasy X, but it should look pretty good by the end of things. Yeah, it's at 44%. That's not bad at all.
Mine's got to be Pokemon Red Blue over tennis as the only actual sport in this competition. I was pretty worried that tennis would give Pokemon Red Blue a run for its money, but squeaked it out. That's very good. Caught them all, 151. Nicely done. So very
That's
good.
I mean, I'm proud of Suikoden too. I mean, knowing GameFAQs and how they treat like old RPGs, I was really scared that Monster Hunter 4U might actually beat it. So I'm very proud of Suikoden.
So without looking, what match do you think got the fewest number of votes in the first round?
Do you know the answer?
I do. I just saw it on the
Suikoden
board.
versus 4U. Monster 4U maybe.
I'm gonna
Or
go
Earthbound versus
with.
Borderlands 2.
Let me think about this.
Probably the Civ game, considering none of none of the Civ players were.
I think it's
aware.
got to be a match where, like, it was two games that didn't have diehard fan bases. So let me think about this.
I think it would probably be
neither
on
of the ones
Wednesday.
guessed were in the top 10. So, what's your guess now?
I don't know, but I would want to do some deduction. Like, it's not going to be on a weekend because people are more likely to visit the website on a weekend. So it's probably a match like on a Tuesday or Wednesday when you're hitting that stride. It's not like Monday where you're looking to waste time, or like Friday afternoon. You're trying to waste as much time as possible. So you're probably going to go to GameFAQs and vote. So I'm thinking Wednesday. I don't remember which
Well,
match.
that's
Yeah, that's the
that's
problem.
a school day also.
I'm gonna go with Metal Gear Solid 5 and Perfect Dark.
So none of those are even.
Is it
Wow.
The
I'm
gonna
Witcher
go with-
3 and Binding of Isaac?
All right, you guys want to know the answer?
Well, still hasn't
Uh,
guessed yet. Still hasn't guessed yet.
Metroid Prime and Morrowind.
I was gonna say that was my second answer.
So you're gonna be surprised. It's StarCraft versus Destiny. I
Wow.
got the least amount of votes.
Well, that's
It's embarrassing.
Well,
Yep.
great. Now we're gonna go out on a really depressing note. Thanks for that one.
So is StarCraft gonna beat Mass Effect 2? Do you guys
It
think?
could. It could. Mass
Yes,
Effect 2 had a
definitely.
very
Well,
impressive
so Mass
showing.
Effect 2 got the second lowest. So
Oh, so-
yesterday, all four of the matches are in the bottom four. So yesterday was just not a good day for voting on GameFAQs.
Well, it's a Friday, so all the GameFAQs users are out partying right now.
It was a Thursday
Partying?
night.
I don't think they're partying at all.
They're they're definitely not partying because they're all sitting at home listening to us.
Well,
Wait, unless they have this playing at a party, which would be a pretty cool party.
That'd be pretty sweet.
It could be a birthday party.
Well,
They could put a tablet playing this stream on
None
the
of them
center
are
of the
invited
cake.
to a party. Like we should be real for a second. They're all just sitting right here voting.
all
and
right. So
watching
what
every
match
ballot.
made you most disappointed in the GameFAQs?
all right. Well, I'm gonna answer for Snow. I know he's gonna say Civ 5, so there's his answer.
Oh, I was gonna say Diablo 2.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Let me look. Let me see.
I mean, Civ 5 is fun, but I mean, I like it a lot, but I'm not heartbroken. But Diablo 2, that's very near and dear to my heart. I'm sorry to see that one go.
My answer is Mario Galaxy 2 versus Mass Effect. I was really disappointed in GameFAQs on that one.
Xenoblade Chronicle and Xenogears. That's just embarrassing. Like if I want to know the justification of why you would vote for Xenoblade over Xenogears. Cuz whatever you say, whatever comes out of your mouth is going to be completely false. And 100% not
Wait.
true.
Okay, you talking about Star Wars and Xenogears, or
Yeah,
Xenoblade
yeah.
and DKC 2?
Yeah, that's I meant Star Wars
Okay,
and
okay.
Xenogears.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
there's
wanna-
no way to justify KOTOR, which was a good game, but to compare it to like Xenogears, there's no way.
Man, I've said this already, but I'm gonna go with Deus Ex. I understand why it lost, but it was such a good game.
Are
And-
you disappointed?
Because it
I
was,
respect for that.
I'm not
You
disappointed.
should be
I'm just
disappointed
sad.
in yourself. For
No, what
voting
I'm
for
saying is I assumed it was going to lose anyway, but I just liked the game, so I'm sad that it had to go out in the first round. I don't think it's appreciated by GameFAQs users, probably because they couldn't beat it. They got lost, and they just never figured it out.
Well, they probably didn't even play it at all. So
That's possible. I mean, it was a PC game. I think it had a PlayStation port, but I don't know if it was any good. It is probably too, like, the plot was too confusing for them, so.
it was probably too confusing.
Mine's probably Minecraft.
Can
You know,
we-
it's
can
the
we
most
get
played
this guy
game
outta here?
in the world. Should not be losing to Halo.
It's not the most played game.
Most played game.
I'm not
you
sure
just
if
don't
Turbo
know.
actually knows that that's wrong or not. I think he might still
But
think
it's the
it's
most
true.
played
I
game
mean,
on the Xbox 360.
He's
That's
still
that's
proud
proven
of
true.
Oblivion winning.
Okay, so
Do you guys remember the look on his face when he corrected me about that? He was smirking like ear to ear, like for the width of two faces. And he
It's
was
the most
wrong.
played. It's the most played on the 360. All right, that's not wrong.
I mean, there
Nobody
isn't
plays
any
360.
what's played on the 360.
Okay, so we like to talk about our successes in life, but what is one pick, one major upset pick that you had that didn't turn out?
Mario Maker.
Yeah, okay.
That's my biggest disappointment.
So personally, I mean, there's a few. I had a lot of upset picks actually that didn't work out. I had Perfect Dark beating Metal Gear and then also beating Dark Souls, and that's not gonna pan out the way I wanted it to.
I have Persona 3 losing to Dragon Quest. I played both. I enjoy both of them, but I thought that Dragon Quest is more old school, so I didn't think that users would pick that over Persona.
Sonic or Snow?
Pass.
Alright. You probably had Civilization 5 going to like the Division 5.
I had a lot of upsets doing really well, and so far not so good.
Yeah, so I started out getting like the first. I was very close to the top, getting to the top of the leaderboard. I started out really hot, but it's cooled down over time. Like I started getting a lot of picks wrong, so that was unfortunate.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I'm still in the top 2% right now.
Pretty sure it's a
Are you?
lie.
That's impressive. I'm in I've got 54 points personally.
Brag a little bit more.
Yeah, I have 52.
And I made some dumb picks. I mean, that just happens, like Mario Maker. So that's gonna kill me later on.
We don't make
Yeah, I
dumb
picked Mario
picks
Maker
where
too.
we're at.
I 100% agree with you on Mario Maker.
I mean,
I-
I was confident Mario Maker would not win, like, the same reason Undertale wouldn't, but I couldn't have taken into account, like, you know, a terrorist group coming into this fucking outside interference. Because that's embarrassing.
Well, it happens, but yeah. I mean, Undertale's gonna win a couple matches probably, but it won't be any of the big games.
Hopefully not. It shouldn't get past Mario. I mean, it shouldn't even got past the first round, but it shouldn't get past Mario World. I think the community will fight back.
Well, see, the thing with Undertale's, like, I think this community is going to vote for it because they can beat it, right? You just hold right and press A. It's not a very difficult game.
It doesn't have like shoot 'em up elements in like the battles.
I mean, you can just hit Mercy and just, like, run away with everything.
How's that a game?
That's Undertale for you.
Well, it's an indie game. You can't expect too much.
I mean, you can't expect it to win a single one of these
Yeah,
votes, though.
okay. All right, is
I
there
don't think
anything
it'll
we
be
want
hard.
to talk about in closing?
Not really.
I think we're sort of wrapping things up, right?
Pretty much. We'll be back
Yeah.
after the next round wraps up to
All right.
discuss.
We'll do the next one like later in the weekend, so we have more energy or something.
If Undertale wins again, I'm gonna, like, formally file a complaint. Like,
All right.
we shouldn't negotiate with fucking terrorists, like, voting for this shit.
Honestly,
Oh yeah, should we touch briefly on the Paris attacks?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was the Tumblr individuals that voted for Undertale, but let's not get into that.
Yeah.
getting into politics. Well, it's not even politics, but
Oh,
This is politics right here.
Who
getting.
do you guys like in the presidential election?
I think Clinton probably wins the Democratic nomination.
I think Trump's gonna win. I
We
don't
should
know.
have a
These
separate
nuts.
show.
Actually,
taken.
I don't think Trump wins.
if GameFAQS voted, it would be these
We
nuts.
should we should make
he would
we should make a
clearly win.
bracket of politicians and then do it. Unless the
Yeah, they'll
Tumblr
do all sorts of crazy analysis. Of
unless
it.
the Tumblr voters come out for Bernie Sanders, which is possible.
He's gonna get the power hour, but not much else.
Yeah.
I think Trump will win.
I think
I'm
he'll
pretty
get the Saturday night vote.
Yeah. Well, isn't Sanders mostly popular for like the college kids? So the Saturday night vote and the after school
After school
vote.
vote.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders is popular with people who are intelligent and well informed, and the other candidates
we know-
So not
we know which-
GameFAQs
popular
users.
for other reasons.
No, GameFAQs
We know
users
no one's
would
supporting.
vote for Trump.
Trump is hilarious. If he wins,
That is funny.
I'm gonna laugh so
Yeah,
hard.
Other
he's ready to
Republican
shut down
candidates-
the border if
Yeah.
Trump.
You're gonna
Trump-
laugh right before you move to like Europe or something.
No, if Carson wins, I'm moving for sure.
Carson
If Trump wins, I think it'll just be kind of funny.
Carson
What if
just needs to
these
stop
nuts
freaking
win?
saying stupid things. If he would stop lying and then getting upset about getting called out on it, he'd be fine.
He's just really stupid, and I don't like the way he talks.
Well, but he's a brain surgeon, so I know he's smart, but like it's the way he presents himself. He lies about beating people up as a kid, and then he gets called out on it.
Yeah.
He's just trying to say outrageous stuff to match up with Trump. 'Cause
Maybe.
That's how. Yeah, that's how their voters work. It's they get more popular by saying outrageous, like crazy stuff. And
Well,
guys
what do you
like
mean they get more popular?
they get more votes. They get
Who is
win-
they?
The politician.
White
Politicians, yeah. Like Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush just
Racist.
says. Jeb Bush just doesn't say anything crazy. He just says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this," and people don't respect him for it.
Well, Jeb Bush
Well,
doesn't get respect because he's George Bush's brother.
Well, yeah,
Well,
that's
he
Oh,
wouldn't
sorry,
get
cousin.
respect anyways, even if he was not related to George.
or like what's the other guy, John Casey or something. He's the most boring person I've ever seen.
John Casey.
I
that
think you
his
mean
name?
John Cena, and he is not the most.
Yeah,
you
I
won't
see
even
that.
you won't even see Cena.
Rick Perry, I don't know. Like those guys just don't say anything outrageous.
I'm
Yeah, those
Make a
personally,
good president.
I'm personally voting for Alvin Green, and I'm sticking to it.
Wait, is he still like living with his dad?
I looked him up on Google the other day. He he got arrested for something. I don't know what.
Oh, what a surprise!
Did you hear Jared Fogle got like 15
the
years?
Yeah, that's-
15.6 years.
That's
I was.
he had 5 terabytes of bad stuff on his
I
computer.
mean, that's amazing to me because, like, I mean, he always said, "Oh, it was just a little mistake," but to get 5 terabytes, like,
Yeah.
you have to
5
be
terabytes.
collecting for like 30+ years.
Yeah, that's not
those
an
5
accident.
terabytes of porn.
And apparently,
Jesus.
the way he was reported, you guys can confirm if this is right or not. But he was talking to his friend about a girl like sitting right next to him, and he's like hot. He said hot out loud, and she turned him in. Has anybody heard this story?
No, I haven't heard that story. I've
Okay.
heard stories where he was with 16-year-old prostitutes and he tried to solicit them to get him 14-year-olds, and then
Right.
they reported him.
That's probably more accurate. That sounds more likely.
Oh, the 16-year-old prostitute with the strong moral compass. You have to
I
draw
mean-
the line at 16. 16 is fine, but 14,
16
that's
is
fucked up.
legal in a lot of places, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, 16 is legal. 16 is a
Uh,
legal age in Kansas. So
Doesn't it depend on how old the partner is? Like if the
No.
partner's
I don't
Too
believe
old?
So.
No, it just depended on the female.
really? Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive.
I
I'm
am
like
not sure at all.
90
Half the age plus
percent.
7.
Because I knew that I know
No.
some places it's
How
like
do
if you're
you know?
16 and your boyfriend's 18, then that's fine. But like if you're I thought it was like if you're 16 and your boyfriend's 40, then that's
It's really
So,
dependent
I-
on
I
where.
don't
Like
know.
in outside of the U.S., it's 16 is just legal. That's it.
well, that still
I'm not
depends on the
positive.
country. But yeah, I know that's true. Like in Europe and some of the European countries,
Asian
it's 16.
countries as well.
Uh,
I don't know
and
about
and
America.
in ISIS, it's like age 11. Actually, I think it's younger than that. That's
I
why we
mean,
have
there
to
is
go in there,
no
kill
You know,
everyone.
martial law.
I'm gonna be
We could have a
honest.
separate podcast about this.
I'm gonna
Everyone's
be
gonna shut us
honest.
off.
I don't know
GameFAQS
anything.
doesn't care about this.
I don't know anything about Middle East geography or like all the groups going on there, so I just don't even give my opinion on it. I think more people should be like me. If you don't know anything, you don't say anything.
I mean, you haven't played like any of these games, but
Okay.
you say quite a lot.
Oh, one of my dear closest friends is from Afghanistan, so I feel like I have.
Yeah, you have a
Go
connection right there.
Yeah, I can
But
say. He even taught me Farsi. I can say your eyes shine like the moon in Farsi. So I feel like I sort of have a window into the region.
it's true. But we can all relate. But 15.6 years for Jared. I think that's a little too much. I don't know.
No, it's not too much. If anything,
Yes,
it's
five
too little.
terabyte. Yes, 5 terabyte. I don't even have that much data of like anything.
Yeah, but
think he- I think-
15.6 years. That's more than like. Isn't that like? That's more than the like.
That's more than the death
average.
penalty.
I mean,
Basically, if you kill someone, you're gonna get out earlier.
no.
No, but I mean, you know what they say, right? Like with, I don't know if it's the same with child porn as like child molesters, but they say that once they get to prison, it's very rough because
Yeah,
the other
he
inmates
they have
give
to be
you a
solitary.
hard time.
Essentially,
He doesn't have a chance. He's gonna go crazy in solitary, or he's gonna get beat up in general, population.
So that I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff, but that's
I mean, there's
just not a
supposed to
good
be
situation.
like prison justice, right? So if you do something like if you kill a guy in self-defense, you're not gonna get beat up in jail for it. But if you have all that stuff,
mean, you're
You're
gonna
also
get
not
beat
going to
up.
go to jail if you
you're
kill
gonna
a
get
guy.
beat up if you look anyone
What
in
about
the
George
eye,
Zimmerman
but-
and Trayvon Martin? He almost went to jail.
I mean, we don't talk about that.
He didn't go to jail, did he?
I'm
He got.
just, I'm just
he got
trying
off.
to take this as far as I can. Yeah, he got off,
It-
but you could argue
You know
whether
that
it was
you're a
self-defense.
southern racist, but the rest of us are a little bit more.
Pretty sure everyone in Kansas celebrated when that verdict came out.
So imagine how bad like the celebrities felt when they had to do that commercial, the Subway one, where they all celebrated his like 15 years of putting off
Now
the
it's-
way.
Now it's 15 years of something else.
That was exactly. That's a whole new meaning there.
a whole new.
Any other topics, Dabu?
Not really. I actually enjoyed Legacy of the Voids campaign.
All right, let's move on.
No, you didn't.
that
that
game
game-
sucked. What a
I don't
terrible
think
game.
anyone enjoyed the Legacy of the Void. I think it was a fitting end, like cheesy when it started, cheesy when it ended.
I
The
think if
dialogue
Legacy-
was
No, the story,
really
yeah,
bad.
was awful.
I
but
think if
the
Legacy
gameplay
of the
was
Void,
okay.
I think if Legacy of the Void was in this contest, it would lose to Hearthstone.
I fully agree.
I agree. Yeah. Hearthstone is actually one of the. most
Hearthstone had Hearthstone's tutorial had a better story. Um,
Yeah, we're not talking about story.
what?
But what
I'm
else are you
not.
going to compare them? How is StarCraft
You
2
just said
better
the
than
campaign.
anything ever?
Gameplay.
No, Hearthstone
StarCraft 2.
destroys. Look at
All
freaking
right.
dude.
So what
dude,
did the gameplay do? It just brought back Brood War units, and that's it.
But it like ruined them probably. There's a gamer I know. His name's Elky. He plays Hearthstone now, not StarCraft 2. That's why Hearthstone's the better
Because
game.
he's old.
It's because you're old and
wait,
you play
you're old too?
StarCraft.
Yeah, aren't you like 44 by now?
I'm not that old. I mean, I'm
But-
getting there.
But like I was saying, I mean, all they didn't innovate anything in the campaign. They just brought back Brood War units and
Pretty
called
much.
it a day.
They killed off Zeratul.
Played the Spear of Adun.
Hey, spoilers, bro.
Yeah, now we can't post this on GameFAQS. Good job.
I do this for ire.
We'll just mute it.
Cut off this entire last segment.
All right, well, this has been a great show. It's been really nice talking about this stuff with you guys.
Yeah, can we end the show and then talk about it?
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a fun time. Like I said, we will be back at the end of round 2. Should be some more there's gonna be more exciting upsets along the way, and
How do you know?
we'll have a better idea of.
Because he's rigging the contest. How does he know?
Because Undertale Tumblr terrorists are fucking lurking right now.
we'll have
Swifter
we'll
told him.
have
We
we'll
need
have
to
a
screen-
better.
we need
How
to
do you know
start
who
screening
Swifter
voters.
is? But we'll have a better idea of what games are gonna do well, because the matches are gonna get tougher and the percentages are gonna tell us a lot more. So thanks for watching. Any closing comments from anyone?
I mean, I-
StarCraft's gonna win its next match.
Ooh, okay.
I think what's that game?
Therefore, I am.
Completely forgot what game I was talking
The world
about.
ends with
but yeah, the
Undertale.
world. I think Undertale is actually gonna win the next game unless we rally against it and vote against it.
So what's
How
the
did we get such a
counter?
large fan?
What's the counter to Tumblr? Like Twitter, like Instagram,
Imgur probably.
Imgur. All right, I'll go rally the troops on there. All right, well that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. So thanks for watching, and have a great
You're
night.
welcome.